Hey, what's going on, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Just My Opinion. Guys, we're almost to the end of my adventures with Superman, episode 9, titled Zero Day, part 2. Superman finally gets answers to who he is and where he came from, while coming face to face with the general leader of Task Force X. Meanwhile, Lois and Jimmy must find Superman before Dr. Ivo destroys Metropolis. And I don't necessarily know if I agree with that synopsis, saying that Superman finally finds out where he's coming from, but of course we're going to talk about it. Guys, I want to let you know that this is going to be a spoiler-filled recap. I'm going to spoil this up, down, left, right, in, and out, as if you've already seen it. You have been warned. And if this is your first time here and you like the video, you like my commentary and all that, leave a comment, leave a thumbs up, and hit that subscribe button, helping me reach my next milestone of 50,000 subscribers. But let's get into this. At the end of episode 8, part 1 of 0 Days, Superman was captured. He got his ass whipped by Task Force X. And guys, it was a nice fight. It was glorious. It was epic. It was all things good. But now we see that he's captured, and this news team on the streets, these little kids, Jimmy and Lois, cannot find him, but they're not going to give up. I love their tenacity. They're like, hey, Superman is my boy, and we can't just let him go out like that, okay? We have to look for him. We have to find him. And so even if they're just little humans that can't do anything to punch their way out of a paper bag, I still respect the fact that they are using all of their brain power, all of their resources to try to do whatever they can to seize the day. Jumping to the end of the episode, Jimmy, who is the leader of Flamebird, jumped up on his IG and was like, hey, I need your help to save Superman. He does this, he does that. Lois is getting her time to shine as a reporter, just like, hey, look at Ivo destroying the city. We need you guys to shut down your power, shut down all the breakers so he can't power up, so Superman can do his thing. I love all of them. And I'm really surprised by this episode. From the beginning of me being a child and watching this type of stuff, I always known that Amanda Waller was not a good person. She is evil. She's a bad guy. She is the worst of the worst. And that is what I got in this episode. But what I was not expecting was the general. The general, I can understand everywhere he's coming from. And it seems to be that he was not that serious back in the day, 22 years ago, when he was on the base camp in the tent trying to make phone calls to a loved one saying, hey, baby, I know that I've been gone for a while and it's going to be a little bit longer. Just stick in there and I'll come and pipe you down later. No, he didn't say all of that. But Amanda Waller was always the stickler, just like, hey, I cannot believe you. This is a top secret mission and you're making phone calls. What did you not understand? And he was kind of a jokester, just saying, well, hey, I didn't think that the top secret thing was a big deal. Okay, it's just a phone call. Get over it, Mandy. Get over it. I like that he called her Mandy too. That just kind of fleshes out the depths of their relationship. But now he's strict. He's on code. He's diligent. All of that. Like, Superman, why are you here? You're an invader. What are the dates? I want to know. And Superman was started crying, and I was not expecting him to respond that way, to react that way. Like, oh, wait a minute. Are you innocent? Is this not your fault? And I like that he's using his logic as well, saying, hey, wait a minute. If Superman can age like this, then there is no way in hell that he could have been here or been alive 22 years ago during 0 Day. And so I like that a lot. Now, what is interesting to me is, what in the world were those alien spaceships? Was that Krypton? Were those the leagues of forces coming from Darkseid's armada? I don't know. It was a hell of a lot of them, and they was wrecking shop, just destroying everything, and everything is coming in full circle. Everything is just popping off ways that I just not expect. I did not expect for them. And I was saying to myself, let me go back, like, okay, wait a minute. If this happened 22 years ago, why in the world has no one ever heard of this before? Why is all this technology and information new? But we saw as they were invading the earth, going through that portal, and there was no way in hell that the humans was going to survive this. It was a giant big explosion and took them all out. And that is when Task Force S was created, took all of the technology and built it on their own. But I want to know, who was the person that caused the giant explosion that took out the entire armada, that took out the entire fleet? I'm really interested in knowing that. I have to know. I don't know if we're going to get that in episode 10 or I don't know if we're going to get that in season 2. Regardless, I do want to see it. I want to see it right now because it looks epic. It looks like it's on huge scale, and it's really, really exciting, just expanding the universe in this animated DC Superman show. And I'm here for it, y'all. I am here for it big time. I mean, it looked amazing. It looked incredible. What did you guys think? I absolutely thought it was fantastic. But let me ask y'all this. Do y'all think that Amanda Waller really has some type of disdain or prejudice against Superman and or his people? Or do you think she's power hungry or a combination of both? Because they had Superman exactly where he wanted, but she's the one that freed the other members of Task Force S to go beat him up. And that didn't really make sense at all. Ivo was kind of cool earlier in the past episodes, but I thought his behavior in this was incredibly stupid. You are just fighting just for pride's sake, talking about you're a cheater. I want you to fight one-on-one. What do you mean? How is Superman a cheater? Y'all are the ones that jumped him by surprise, and he's the cheater? That didn't make sense to me at all. And I can understand, okay, you don't want to beat a man while he's down. You want to score up on somebody. Like, no, I'm not going to jump you. I'm not going to sneak attack you. I want to fight you man to man, straight up, face to face. But at the same time, this was stupid as hell too, because he is a superpower being and there's no way that you can measure up to him. So actually, I'm kind of on the fence. I don't really know how I feel about that, but I didn't really feel that Ivo took full advantage of the opportunity that he was given to beat up Superman, and he ended up losing. And so that's just really interesting me right there in a good and bad way. But at the same time, I still do like the energy from Task Force X and all of their weapons. And when they come together, they are a worthy foe. They are a pretty powerful fleet, you know. But Amanda Waller freed them all, and Superman was free to go. And he was found by the little kids out in the alley, which was very, very convenient. As big as Metropolis is, and I really don't know how big it is, to be honest with you, she just happens to drive by on her bicycle and find Superman in the alley. Okay, I'm not going to make a big deal about that. Something that I did want to see in this episode that we didn't see, I want to see Superman fly close to the sun. I don't necessarily know if he knows that that's where he gets his power from, and he may need to go take a nap in there sometime. Now, I could be mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong, comic book experts. Didn't Superman 1,000,000 go actually take a nap in the sun and was there for like years? And that was one of the ways that he got super duper powerful. I don't know. I'm not like a super duper Superman expert like that. But you guys, please correct me if I'm wrong, because I really am curious. And let me know, does Superman know that he does get his power from the sun? That's a way that he can charge up. And it was also really convenient to where after he did defeat Ivo, it just turned daytime like right after that. That's just kind of funny to me. I'm not making a big deal. I'm having fun and not complaining. I mean, I really did enjoy this episode, but at the same time, that was kind of silly to me. Still entertaining, but it was silly to me. It was silly to me. Now, also, this was quite interesting. Ivo was able to drain buildings from like half of the city, and Superman was still able to beat him. But he was able to hang with Superman when he was in this smaller form, and he did not have that much electricity and energy charged up. I don't know. Let me know what y'all think about that too, but I kind of found that interesting as well. But it was still a great episode, guys. It was still a great episode. I really did enjoy it. A lot of action in these past 2 episodes. I mean, and that's why we're here. I'm not saying that the very beginning of this season of this new show did not have that much action, because it did. It was a lot of buildup, but at the same time, there were a couple of filler episodes that I spoke of, and now it seems like all that is paying off. I love the fact that Superman was flying around fighting Ivo, shooting his heat laser beams. I also felt sorry for Superman, because he was like, man, I am built to destroy, and you guys are good without me, and all of that. I mean, it has to be heartbreaking, you know, to see Superman like this, because he's such a great character. He's such a good character. Even though he's not my favorite, he's still a dope ass character. And so you guys let me know what you think. What did you think about this episode? And also, at the end of the episode, Jimmy and was all on Superman saying, I love you. And then Lois and Clark Superman, they had their little moment of romance, but Jimmy found her bag, and he found the sphere from Mr. Kipisakik, or whatever the hell his name is. And he saw the different dimensions or the future of Superman reigning supreme, wrecking shop on everybody, acting crazy. So I wonder if that is going to come up in the next episode or in season 2 as well. And we better get to season 2, because now Lois and Jimmy have seen those different worlds, those different dimensions, those different timelines per se. And I want to know if they're going to confront Superman about it. Again, shout out to Lois for getting her 15 minutes of fame as a new news reporter in Metropolis. I think that's dope as hell, and I am happy for her. But guys, a great episode, and I definitely want to hear from you guys and what you think. So please let me know down in that comment section below. But guys, that is all I have for the latest episode of My Adventures with Superman, episode 2, titled episode 9, excuse me, titled 0 Day Part 2 is going down. We only have one episode left, and I can't wait to see it. Guys, again, I just want to thank you so much for tuning in. And before you go, don't forget that my name is Brandon Keith Avery, and that's just my opinion. Peace.